Today we're going to talk about what to do if you are the one doing all of the emotional labor in your relationship. Hi, I'm Emma Coble. I am a therapist for individual feminist women and for couples with trauma, and I work with clients in Colorado and in Florida. So, um, okay, this is a really common thing. Many people come to couples therapy, and one partner feels like they're the one doing all of the emotional labor inside the relationship. And one thing I would say, just as sort of a disclaimer, there is often an imbalance, but I would also encourage you to sort of think about the things that maybe your partner is doing or would say they're doing to contribute to the life of the relationship that maybe it's hard to notice because have been so absorbed with doing the emotional labor that you're doing for such a long time. Are there things you might be missing that they are doing or are trying to do? So just something to sort of keep in mind as you think about some of these things we're going to talk about moving forward. um, Okay. So if this is you and you feel like, yeah, I'm holding the relationship together, I'm the one doing all the emotional work, here are some ways that might kind of look inside the relationship. And by the way, there are other kinds of labor inside a relationship. Today we're going to be talking about some specific emotional labor, but there's the labor of like doing the household chores, mowing the lawn. Um, there's a lot of different things, maybe maintaining a social group together, taking care of kids together. Like there are many different ways that we contribute to the life of our relationships. These are just some of those ways that we're going to be talking about today. And oftentimes these can disproportionately fall on one person inside the relationship. In a heterosexual relationship, cisgender relationship, oftentimes this falls on the woman. Um, so one would be monitoring the emotional climate inside the relationship. So noticing shifts in your partner's mood and tone and shifts in the way you two are connecting, anticipating the needs of the other person and stepping in to soothe them or care for them or help them in some way. Um, the other would be like initiating, carrying the difficult conversations inside the relationship, and managing conflicts. So bringing up things, but also really working through repair, and trying to reconnect after fights. Okay. Oftentimes, this can look also like making room for your partner's feelings, but neglecting your own feelings. This can feel really heavy to be doing this emotional labor, and it can leave you feeling like your partner doesn't care, like you're more of a parent or therapist to your partner rather than a partner with them. It can feel lonely. It can feel like there's no real emotional connection also if you're the one doing all this work. So um, I would encourage you to think about the parts of you that learned something bad will happen if you don't take care of the other person's emotions. Where did you learn this? What happened? Maybe what did you observe in your childhood that taught you that it was important for you or someone in your role to be constantly monitoring um, your partner's or maybe your parents' emotions, and taking care of them. Okay. And I would also think about what your partner might have learned. Did they learn to avoid or intellectualize or disassociate from feelings or emotionality inside their own family? Here are some ways that you might realize you're carrying too much. So, one would be like you initiate all of the difficult conversations in the relationship. So, maybe you're always the one bringing stuff up. Your partner never brings anything up inside the relationship. Um, you are constantly monitoring your partner's mood and adjusting your behavior in order to help them feel better. Maybe feeling resentful or ignored inside the relationship, your needs are not seen, and maybe then feeling guilty that you feel resentful or ignored. Um, Again, maybe feeling like a friend or parent or a therapist or parent to your partner rather than a partner to them. And then maybe you've tried to step back, but you feel so disconnected in the relationship. So this might indicate again that your emotional labor is the thing keeping the relationship together. So, what can you do? So, the first thing is to get curious about the parts of you that maybe are afraid of stepping back or doing things differently. What are these parts really afraid would happen? What did they learn would happen if you did step back? Um, were you taught that maybe there would be rejection, chaos, abandonment if you weren't the one doing all this labor? Is there reason to believe that in your relationship right now? Share with your partner the vulnerable need beneath the labor. So, um, maybe saying something like, I feel alone. I feel scared that you're not in this with me emotionally. Um, Frame it through that need of a deeper connection rather than an accusation. So then the next thing would be to practice letting go of some of the control in small ways. So rather than anticipating your partner's need all the time and trying to fix it or walk on eggshells around them, maybe you stop that a little bit and give them a chance to take care of themselves or take care of the relationship. Invite your partner. Let them know, to do some of this work. Like, let them know, I love it when you check in with me. I love it when you ask me how I'm feeling emotionally. That feels so good and connected. Rather than saying, why don't you ever do this? People respond really well to, that makes me feel so good. That makes me feel so close to you. And then the last thing would be consider couples therapy for this. This can be really helpful to make that dynamic feel more even, make you feel more connected to your partner, and to help you both feel seen and understood from your perspective. So if you'd like help with that, get in touch. I do offer free consultations, and have a great day.